All right, blue-white approach. It's our second time playing specifically blue-white. We tried Esper yesterday, and Esper felt a little bit middling. We 3-2'd with it, but I wasn't super happy with the black cards that were in it. We've got Approach the Second Sun here as our primary win condition. If this card was cast from your hand and you've cast another spell named Approach the Second Sun, you win the game. Otherwise, you gain 7 life, and you put this, the 7th card, down in your deck. So we've got 1 copy of this in our main deck. We've also got 3 copies of Fae of Wishes here, which can fetch a 2nd copy of Approach the Second Sun from our sideboard, as well as Hour of Revelation, Settle the Wreckage, Deck and Stone, Supreme Verdict, Detention Sphere, various counter spells. So just blue-white control things. Bunch of verdicts and a settle in the main. Got some Deck and Stone and some Last Breaths as cheap removal. Some Cast Out here as a card we can cycle to get back to our Approach the Second Sun after we cast, as well as just like good generic answers. Some Censor here as a counter cycle split card. And then I've got a couple of Mutavaults down here. I think this is a card I want to talk about a little bit. I think this card is super underplayed in this format. Not only is this card good at winning the game in some situations if it's a more aggressive deck, but in a more controlling deck like this, I think Mutavault's still good, because in in a little bit longer games where we hit plenty of land drops, Mutavault can basically be a removal spell. It can trade in combat, and this also allows us to pressure planeswalkers off the table. So for instance, they like play a Teferi Time Raveler and bounce like a Search for Azcanta, we can kill their Teferi with Mutavault, etc. So I think Mutavault is on my list of cards that people aren't playing enough copies of the format. I want to try a couple in the control deck here and see how it feels today. A couple of resubs there. Welcome back, folks. We had Jake of the Cosmos, thanks for the 7 months, and Otto, thanks for the half a year. Welcome back, folks. The banning is not in effect yet on Moto. The bans that get announced on Monday afternoon go into effect at noon PST on Tuesday on Magic Online. So there is a non-zero chance we get Veil of Summered in this league and the following league, but you know, still doesn't change the format that whole lot. So we're just gonna run with it still. Do we play the Veil match today? Yeah, I think so. I don't really, so like we don't really have black removal. So I actually have a Sultai deck that's ahead of the second blue-white control deck in the queue, but I'm waiting on that one. Veil isn't actually that good against this deck. Like, I only have Censor in the main deck as a counterspell, and like, I'm probably not boarding in many counters against a lot of decks that are playing Veil. I guess Aether Gust comes in against them, but like, that's like, whatever. Welcome to the tap lands, baby. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it. Yeah, I agree, Edmain. Nice, I think that card's super underplayed. Having 2 verdicts is probably decent against like the Sun turn 1 land or else. Good morning, Eddie Baya. Instant regret. Having cycled the Cast Out. Hey, look. It's that Mutavault that I was talking about, pressuring planeswalkers off the table. You should check my Twitter timeline, Gorks. Machine Leg, thanks for the quarter of a year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Just to fully articulate how bad I think you're bouncing my cantrip deal. Just to fully articulate how bad I think the Veil, how silly I think the Veil ban is. There were 2 green decks. There were 2 green decks on my website before they banned Veil. Do you know how many Veils those green decks had in them? 0. There were 0 Veils in the 2 green decks on my website. I don't actually think Veil is going to fundamentally change anything about the format. I think it was kind of a silly ban. I guess I could have played this and then cycled this without shocking. Cycling's an activated ability, right? So I can do that even with this out. Pretty sure I can do that even with this out. Really weird that they opted to Brazen Borrower this and then shock to replay the Elf. Yeah, I agree. Like I said, my follow-up tweet was like, banning Veil's like kinda whatever. I think banning Veil and expecting it to change what's going on in the format shows a misunderstanding on R&D's part of what is actually making these things good. Hopefully they play out another creature here too, and I can just Supreme Verdict them away. How many times am I required to teach you this lesson, old man? How many times? How many times is this a lesson that we have to give you? Second verse, same as the first, a little bit louder. I mean, I guess joke's on me. If I want to attack with Mutavault, I have to discard to hand size, so maybe I don't attack with Mutavault. Hey, deal. Yeah, that too, Admain. This exchange is also great for us because I'm the one hitting my land drops. Big agree. Because, like, if they want to bounce my Azcanta here, like, that means they don't have a Teferi in play anymore, and no Teferi for them is, like, a net positive for me. You want a hot take on the Veil banning? The decks that Veil is good against still have a bad Green Devotion matchup. There's a lukewarm take on the Veil banning. It might be right to just Verdict before they can play a 4-drop. Just to get rid of these. Plays around Avacyn, I guess. I don't know. If they Avacyn, I like lose my Teferi, but then I have second Verdict, so I don't really think that's a big deal. I mean, to be fair, the ban's probably coming in Standard. Been last breath here. That's a good draw. Oh, you know what? I tapped wrong. I should have left up double cycle. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I agree with my opponent's conclusion here that we are in garbage time. I had Teferi Time Rifle in play. They couldn't Veil me. Oh, yeah, that too. That too. With Time Raveler, Avacyn also doesn't matter. Yeah, Time Raveler's like magic on easy mode. It's very silly. I don't know, that last breath is very good here. Gust and Dispute and Deck and Stone all seem fine. Maybe trim a couple of Censor on the draw. Do I want another Settle the Wreckage against whatever it is they're doing? They're probably a Spell Queller deck, which makes Settle the Wreckage worse. If they're a Spell Queller deck, do I want to keep some Last Breath? Do I just assume they're a Spell Queller deck? I feel like assuming they're a Spell Queller deck is, like, not unreasonable. I think Settle's actually really good in this format. There's a lot of random creatures that return themselves from the graveyard to play to generate value. In fact, a mono black deck based around 1-drops that come back to play just won the PTQ last week. A lot of these decks don't have a ton of room for basic, so the downside of it's mitigated a little bit because of that. Coin Flip, thanks for the 5 months. Welcome back. I'm glad you're enjoying the Pioneer stuff. I've been enjoying it too. Yeah, I agree. I think the Veil banning and Pioneer is foreshadowing an upcoming standard ban. I think I'm cycling this Irrigated Farmland on 2. I don't think I'm cycling this Cast Out. It's a good draw. Thanks for getting me back into Pioneer. Back into Magic with Pioneer and showing me with Guard. Easiest 3-month sub ever. Thanks, Pop. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself. Good to have you here. Welcome back. I don't think I want to play 3-mana Teferi into a Spell Queller. I think I'm just going to go land pass. And then next turn I can play 3-mana Teferi with Mystic Dispute up. I think with the second cast out drawn and not having drawn another land yet, I'm going to go ahead and cycle the second one here. Getting my graveyard filled up a bit for when I eventually draw Dig Through Time is, like, also pretty appealing. It does, Industrious. Viewer counts are great. Something I've noticed my own play, I find combo easier to play due to the win condition. Due to the win and loss conditions being easy to define. That's an interesting thought. I think them cashing in to draw a card right away here is smart. So, since I can't hold up anything anyways, I'm just going to grant it here, I think. Just going to grab D-Sphere as the generic answer. And then next turn, I can cast Fae of Wishes, bounce Fae of Wishes, which is a really sweet interaction. Teferi rebuying you, your granted is super strong. I'm like a solid 5 on the Veil ban. I think banning Veil is fine. I think expecting banning Veil to fundamentally change anything about the format is incorrect. So I kind of got valued. Oh, I should have played my land. I'm going to get Mystic Disputed in, B said. And, like, if they want to petty theft this again, that's fine, because then I just get to, like, run that playback again. And I'm drawing a card in that exchange, and they're not. Does this format need a fundamental change, in your opinion? Yeah, Once Upon a Time's too good. The green decks are much... This format has a problem similar to Standard to a slightly lesser extent. The green cards in this format are much better than the non-green cards. Do I want to bin Approach? It means I have to get the second one out of the board. I think I do, though. I kind of just want to hit land drops here. Old Bay Ray, thanks for the 12 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. I suppose if they have another Brazen Borrower, and they go like Brazen Borrower this, Teferi bounce their Queller, we're pretty far behind at that point. Yep. Counter spells are not good. This is something you need to learn really early in this format. Counter spells are not good. Don't play them. That's my... If I can teach you anything, it should be that counter spells are not good. Don't play them. I will update the band's command in a moment. Speaking of good, though, this is pretty good. What am I doing here? I don't want to dig yet because I don't want to dig yet because I want to flip this search for Azcanta next turn. Yeah, I think if we flip the search, we like solidly get into garbage time. Like resolving the dig would also be pretty good, but this 1/4 is like also just great here. Sure. That means we guaranteed flip the search. Oh, they messed up. Or they didn't want to kill it. I don't know. Maybe they want to save the food to protect it from a sweeper. Wonder if that was a mistake or not. They needed... To kill this, they needed to sack the food. It might not be a mistake. That might have been their intention. Because, like, the food does protect it from stuff. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him here. Yeah, I'm gonna bin the Jace to flip the search. Because I want to dig this turn. Actually, do I want to dig this turn? I don't think I do, actually. If I Teferi, if I big Tef here, I can plus, and then next turn I can Deccan Stone plus granted for approach, and then I can dig back into the approach after I cast it next turn. So yeah, actually I don't think I want to dig this turn. A Das X. It makes perfect sense that green is the best color in Magic. Money is green, and what's the most powerful card? Again, that's a fair takeaway. I actually hadn't thought about it from that perspective. Deckenstone's busted, chat. Deckenstone is great. Please buy its stuff. There should probably be 4-time Ravelers in this deck. Card's consistently absurd. We also have a lot of cantrips, though, so maybe 3 is fine. I don't know. It's not that bad in multiples. The borrower attack was loose. I don't know. They wanted to try and push this off the table, right? Yeah, I agree with my opponent that we are in garbage time. We're gonna grant it for approach at the end of turn, and the next turn we can approach plus dig, and then kill them the following turn by casting another approach. Let's update the bands command. Control player dumpster mid-range deck news at 11. It looked like the last opponent was playing the Bant mid-range deck that we 4-1'd with yesterday on stream. Hey, Abel, thanks for 11 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Looking for a land. Nice, Joel. Yeah, we've had like 3-2s every time we played this archetype so far. It's felt super reasonable. Did I miss Bay Ray? I might have missed Bay Ray too. Welcome back, Danon. I'm gonna cycle this Censor too, actually. I like this deck. This is one of the decks that's up on my website, J-Beard. I think it's super reasonable. I assume we'll see, like, land, attack Teferi for 1, replay their Yorvo here. Or they just don't have a land and they're gonna not play Yorvo to hit Teferi. That's great. I'm gonna plus this here. I just plan to opt this turn. Yeah, I should probably have 4 of these in my deck. Is dig through fish not powerful enough to be dig 5-3? I mean, I would tell you to look at the decks that are playing dig through time, and like if you look at the decks that are playing dig through time, you'll probably notice that most of them aren't playing 4 digs. You just don't have room to play that many copies of that style of card in this format. Like this deck only has 3 digs in it. 2 to 3 digs is generally the norm. Yeah, that's actually true. The split on these elves here, not getting both of them Deckenstone, is like actually a super big deal at the moment. It's a shame I only have 4 cards in my bin, so I can't dig this turn. If they kill Teferi, though, next turn I can Verdict plus dig, which is great. Ross Merriam. Had 5 out a bunch, she said. Goodbye, friends. Burning Tree Emissary, okay. Like a more aggressive devotion build, perhaps? Well, Search isn't doing anything for a hot second. I think I'm going to take Cast out. Probably just an untapped land here, honestly. Cycling the Cast out lets me fill my bin up pretty quickly, which is great. I'm just going to go get another Supreme Verdict here. We're going to go to 10. Eric appears to be mono green, so I assume we don't really have to worry about any sort of reach here. Cycling this Cast out and then playing my 8th land into Supreme Verdict means that I get to dig through time again next turn, which is great. I don't know how much Magic cards cost. I have a sponsor that loans me cards for Magic Online. Sure. Yeah, Ferric seems like a sweet card. He's chunky and pseudo hexproof. Dig into dig, chat. Feels like home. dig into dig. If dig into dig is wrong, then I don't want to be right. So I get to play this plus it, remove hexproof, deck in stone, or I could just do that. I was gonna deck in stone that, but you know. Deck in Stone's great. Deck in Stone is a premium removal spell in this format. Good golly. This thing doesn't have trample though, huh? Nice Mistcutter Hydra. Man, so if my opponent loses this match, are they just supposed to like throw their deck away? Just like if you lose to blue-white control with main deck Mistcutter Hydra, your deck's just like unplayable, right? I mean, this thing can't be countered, so Censor doesn't really matter. This does mean they have haste stuff. Do I want to shock here? So if I'm gonna get to untap 2 lands, and then I can deck in stone. I probably don't need this untapped. Let's just pass here. Yeah, can we pour one out for Mutavault there, by the way? Mutavault 1, Mistcutter Hydra 0. Play a second Mistcutter Hydra for me, opponent. Try and kill both my Teferis. It'll definitely end well for you. They're going for my throat. That's rude. think that's fine, actually. Yeah, I'm gonna let that happen. I agree that going after my face is probably correct. I just wasn't expecting it to happen. Wasn't expecting them to make the correct play, chat. Weird that they just... Oh, they're playing around Censor. That's smart. Wait, if I censor, this still gets censored, right? Was I supposed to censor that? I was probably supposed to censor that. I don't know. I'm gonna draw a card. I'm gonna do this now. Do I want to play a Fae of Wishes here? Probably not. Oh, I'm not untapping 2 lands. I thought I was untapping 2 lands. I'm definitely not. Wait, did I forget to use this? Did I just forgot to use Big Tef? It's early. Cut me some slack. I don't think it matters. We get to dig and approach next turn, right? When you're so far ahead, you can just like not use your 5 mana planeswalker in a turn and like still crush them. So, second time you cast Approach, you win the game. So, bye, Felicia. This is a nice thing about this deck. Like, you don't have to control the game for forever. You just have to control the game until you get to a point where... you just have to control the game until you get to a point where you can do that. And then they lose, which is great. So, Deck and Stone seems great. Extra Settle the Wreckage seems good. Their creatures are extra huge, so Jace Architect of Thought seems pretty bad. Aether Gust, obviously great against the mono green deck. Disdainful Stroke, a lot of their things are big, so this is probably fine. I'm excited to get Veil of Summer this game because it's not banned yet until this afternoon. I'm going to trim 2 Censors. I'm not sure if main deck Mistcutter Hydra and then losing to blue-white says more about their deck or yours. I think this deck is probably pretty good. It's hard to pass up Verdict in the opening hand in a matchup like this, but this hand definitely needs to draw some more lands. Any tips on how to sideboard when you have cards to access the sideboard like Fae and Karn? So, my number one piece of advice when utilizing the cards that access things out of your sideboard is you frequently want to board in your second and third best things. So, for example, if you look at my sideboard, you'll notice I left Supreme Verdict in there because this is like the number one thing I think I'm getting in this matchup with Fae of Wishes. So leaving this in the sideboard makes a lot of sense, I think. This an approach, but I like boarded in things like Deck and Stone. I'm just going to play this out because it probably gains me 2 to 4 life over the course of this game by blocking this Burning Tree Emissary. I agree, Demir. Here's a good chance approach is the best thing you can be doing. So the Spyglass is on Teferi, Hero of Dominaria here. Just gonna go ahead and pass back. We are 1-0 in the league, and we're up a game in this match. It's going okay. It's good. Wow, just stone cold nothing, eh? So, end step, cast out the Spyglass, untap, draw 5th land, play Hero of Dominaria. Easy game. Nothing but net, chat. Nothing but net. I'm really surprised they played this out as a 2-3 when they didn't have a follow-up. Like, when they played this out as a 2-3, I was like, oh, they're just using it to get devotion for the Nykthos, but then no follow-up feels weird. I mean, they saw Hero of Dominaria, Polly, so, like, naming the card that we guaranteed to have as opposed to naming a card that we might draw seems fine. But enjoying the Pioneer kind you've been putting out lately. Keep it up. Thanks, Lord. I appreciate the Hefir. Yeah, I'm not planning to slow down Pioneer anytime soon. My plan is, even if they make Standard playable again next week with the ban list update, we're still gonna do 2 Pioneer decks a day. So even if we filter some Standard back in. Card's scary. Am I dead? Not quite, but close, right? I'm at 18 and they're attacking for 16, basically. We will be dead to a Mistcutter Hydra next turn. No, I just don't know what I'm playing yet. I'm planning to do like 2 hours of Mythgard. I just don't know what the second deck is at the moment. Only had 1 Mythgard deck left in the deck queue. Alright, don't Mistcutter me, bro. Sure. Yep. Cast out's the perfect draw. It insulates me from Mistcutter. I'm actually going to go ahead and play Fae of Wishes here as a 1/4 to block this Land War Elf since I'm at 2. Oh, that's a good call, Time Lord. Because I didn't think of that. I didn't make the good play because I didn't think of it. You're correct that sequencing is strictly optimal. Don't mind me. Just entering garbage time. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Maybe I'm actually just supposed to take another dig there. I don't know how to go either way on that one. Because we drew the land, I can end-step approach now. I have cast out to deal with Hydra. And approach the second sun's about to gain me 7. We're done. This game's over. When I drew the cast out, they no longer had outs. Thanks for the 17 months, Dougie. Alright. Well, 2-0. 2-0, 4-0. Easy game, easy life. Hey, Jeff, started playing Magic around GRN, but enjoying Pioneer as a way to learn some new cards while having some good context for a lot of others. Thanks for great content. Thanks for the 9 months, Sojourner. It's good to have you here. Welcome back. Yeah, I agree, Admin. Having better mana is good. I also just, like, don't feel like I'm missing the discard spells or fatal pushes, right? Yeah, honestly, there's just so many things you want to exile in this format right now. It might be right to keep that, because it helps flip the search. Got my first 5-0 trophy last night. I played the bad guys. It was on Nexus. I mean, to be fair, that deck is going to get kicked down a peg with Veil going away, right? I wonder if that deck... Like, I honestly think that deck gets worse with the Veil ban than, like, the biggest losers in the Veil ban are decks like Nexus of Fate and Jeskai Ascendancy combo. In my opinion. Untapped land. Untapped land. Thank you. Feels amazing, man. Bye, Felicia. Ooh. Ooh, is that an answer to Voice of Resurgence, chat, or is that an answer to Voice of Resurgence? Just chef's kiss perfect. Deck in stone and last breath, chat. Let me tell you what. Yeah, let's spin that. Mutavault is great by its stuff. So let's make sure they're no longer clueless here. We'll cycle Irrigated Farmland. Start filling up our grave for this Azcanta to flip. We'll last breath that next turn. Kind of punish for not saving the deck in stone. I don't know, I was right to do the deck in stone when I did, though. Hopefully we find a second last breath here, another cast out or something. Ask me what it's like sometime, chat. Ask me what it's like sometime. You know what's also really funny? If they tap out, Teferi can bounce their clues. Which is just, like, kind of unreal. So you can, like, deck in stone them and, like, Teferi take their clue away. There should. My only thought so far in playing this deck today is there should be 4 of this card in it. I was mistaken to not have a 4th copy of that. Pre-recorded, yeah, exactly. Pre-recorded before a live studio audience. Do I care about this goose? I don't think I do. You know, honestly, I want to hit a land drop this turn. God, nothing but net, chat. This deck, it speaks to me. It speaks to me on like this primal level. We are in tune. We're just like a well-oiled machine, chat. It's on my wavelength, yeah. Yeah, flip Azcanta, cast Dig Through Time. Like, let's go, chat. Let's go. I'm gonna bin Teferi so I can flip this search. As much as I want Teferi there. Oh, we drew another dig. Oh, oh, we drew another dig. Oh, if this is wrong, then I don't want to be right. So I'm doing this at sorcery speed because I don't want them to make another clue with tracker. So if I pass to them, so like they're gonna attack tracker into Teferi anyways, and I don't want my Teferi to die. So if I'm gonna do it before they play anything else out anyways, I might as well just do it now. No, I don't think so, because I was planning to sweep the board anyways. Like they're a Voice of Resurgence deck, so like if they draw a third voice, I want to You know what the absolute best part about this game is? My opponent thinks they can still win. That's the best part about this game that we're currently playing. My opponent is under the illusion that they still have a chance. Well, that doesn't work very well in the preview. This is Gisela, who these cards go Super Saiyan and Yu-Gi-Oh! Meld together if they get Bruna out with it. Bakers, thanks for the 5 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. No, I don't want to put bad cards in my deck, Esteban. You'll win more games of Magic if you put less bad cards in your deck. All right. So if my opponent understands what's going on, they'll concede to this Dig Through Time. If they don't understand what's going on, we get to continue winning for like the next 40 turns. So, you know, God bless. I think I'm taking Opt. This Jace Architect, this Jace should be a 4th Teferi. That's what, this should be a 4th. This card's bad. So we plus this. So let's do the beginning of your end step. If you control both, meld them. So I'm just gonna sorcery speed the sweeper again here because I don't want them to make another clue. They have plenty of clues. I don't want them to get more. They're gonna attack my Teferi before they play anything else out anyways. I might as well just do this now. I mean, Jace's okay card advantage. I think saying it only does the copycat thing is a little bit, selling it a little bit short, but I think it's worse than Teferi. Does Bruna get her back? When you cast a spell, you may return to an angel or human from your graveyard to the battlefield. Sure, I still need to get rid of those though, right? Okay, that's a cast out that I can cast. Just cast out this Lyra. And then next turn, we can cast Fae of Wishes, bounce Fae of Wishes with Time Raveler, granted for an approach. Yeah, they appear to be playing Green-White Angels. This card's been super impressive. I feel like 3 copies of this was like the droid I was looking for to make Blue-White control hum along. Not only does the cycling and the instant speed make this better than Detention Sphere, but it costing 4 actually means it doesn't die to Abrupt Decay or 4 mana Vraska, which is a big deal in the green-black matchups. Wubwin, thanks for the 21 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, and like they're not even getting back the Gisela because like, and that makes sense, right? Because like I'll just like bounce or tuck or whatever. This is a 5/7 flying vigilance for 7, sure. Yeah, this build that we're playing feels super trim. Outside of wanting a 4th Teferi, I'm pretty happy with everything that's going on here. Sure, why not? Y'all want to see a trick? Do you want to see a trick? Bounce this, cast Supreme Verdict. Oh, buddy! Oh, buddy, old pal! Bye, friends! Bye! I don't know if this deck is good, but it's certainly great. Have I mentioned that I want a 4th Time Raveler yet? Have I mentioned that it's a mistake to not have 4 Time Raveler? Is this legal? Listen, my opponent can concede at any time. My opponent is allowed to concede the game at any point. At any point, they are allowed to pick their cards up and move along. Oh no, not a Gideon. How will I ever win the game now? Not a powerful planeswalker. Are we the baddies? Listen, our deck's a brew. We're not the baddies. We got a sick brew, chat. If only I had some kind of answer to this Gideon. Can we alt Teferi this game? Yeah, probably, honestly. I don't know. I think we're gonna win with approach before we alt Teferi. Oh boy. Oh buddy old pal. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know, whatevs. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be oh. This is what peak Jeff looks like. You might not like it, but this is optimal. Yep, pretty much. I need to try and play a little bit quicker because we're down on clock, and if we go to a game 3, that could matter. So I'm probably going to give a little bit less commentary, so we try not to deck out or try not to lose the clock. You don't need Field of the Dead to win. Mutavault is a really efficient card that lets you pressure planeswalkers early and trade with creatures inside of combat. Is the goal of that. I would like to approach the second sun. I'm actually going to Last Breath here to fill my graveyard up. I don't really care about this elf, but I just like want an extra card in my bin for my dig through time later. Now I'll take a land. Ideally, you want minimal tap lands. All right, so they're dead next turn. End step approach, untap, dig approach. Actually, I can end step approach and dig in the same end step. I'm also about to emblem this Teferi hero of Dominaria. Oh, do you have an Avacyn? Because you're currently playing Hearthstone, so get out of here. Welcome to Thunderdome. Enjoy your stay. Yeah. I think playing the clock is why my opponent hasn't picked their stuff up yet. Oh no, not my Teferi. They got me, chat. They got me. Put me on the ropes. What's funny is, like, I'm not even gonna show them this dig, because, like, they're dead to known information, right? Like, I Azcanta, untap Azcanta, like, cast my approach. Like, literally don't even need... And look, there was the natural approach in the main deck. Just, like, have enough lands to approach and activate search in the same turn. Alright, so... Deck in Stone sounds great. Settle the Wreckage sounds good. Disdainful Stroke sounds absurd. What seems not good? I'm just going to keep cutting this Jace because it should be a Teferi. Last Breath, yeah, that was game 1. Last Breath is, like, kind of medium. But they do have voice, so I don't want to cut all of them. It's just Censor. I don't mind cutting Censor on the draw. Their deck also has, like, a ton of really expensive cards in it. It's probably just 2 Censor. I trim this card a lot, especially on the draw. On the play, because they're a voice search deck, I'll probably leave all these in. Like, on the play, I'll probably cut these Last Breaths and put the other 2 Censors back in if we lose game 2. I don't think they have enough green stuff for Aether Gust to be good here. I feel like that's not the case. I love how close this deck is to the standard version. I wasn't playing standard then, so I'm going to be honest, I don't know what the standard version looks like, or looked like. Funk Agenda, thanks for the 3 months, I appreciate that, welcome back. I really feel like Fae of Wishes is just, like, super great. How much snow did we get? About an inch or so. Side streets are still real messy, but all the main thoroughfares are cleared now, which is good. Sure, why not? +10 inches. Gross. Your kids are on a 2-hour delay? Like, delay to get to school? You're, like, trying to, like, get roads clear and stuff? Scoot is actually pretty good against us. We utilize our graveyard as a little bit of a resource in this deck, for sure. Actually, you know what? I should have played a Hallowed Fountain there. I have plenty of things to reveal to this. I lost potentially some life, or tempo by my sequencing here. There's nothing I can shrimp this turn, right? And bluffing is pretty minimal. I'm going to play in plus Teferi here, I think. Because they can't kill him in combat. And then next turn I can plus Teferi again in Supreme Verdict on their turn. Which seems good. That's scary. Oh, they're just gonna Chad Emblem? Oh. Weird. You prefer Esper approach or blue-white? I definitely preferred this blue-white build. We played Esper yesterday and I was pretty underwhelmed by it. This thing's indestructible, right? Yeah. Sure. Settle the Wreckage just slaughters them here. So they might be rethinking this Gideon attack. They did not. Alright, so Teferi's dying. I think I'm just casting Verdict. I want to clean most of this out anyways. Keep my health total a little bit high. Rest in peace. Yep. Grab planar cleansing here. They do have an Avacyn in their hand that we know about. They have Avacyn second Gideon at the moment. Yeah. We are currently in a bad spot. Veil is banned at 2 o'clock Central this afternoon. It was technically still legal at the moment. So my plan here is to go Teferi Time Raveler. That's my plan. My plan is to play Teferi Time Raveler. And then Disdainful Stroke this Avacyn. Have I mentioned I want 4 of this card yet? I feel like there's a chance that might have slipped my mind. I think Chain to the Rocks to be a replacement for Path to Exile. I think the number of things you need to... I think the number of mountains you need to make Chain to the Rocks playable is, like, really high. Hey, thanks, Carlos. I appreciate it. Welcome back. So they do have a Gideon emblem here, making all their stuff +1/+1, which actually makes this last breath just like a straight-up dead draw. Yeah, we're in a bit of trouble here. Okay. cast out plus Deacon Stone here. So cast out deals with Gideon. And then Deacon Stone lets me clean these up. And they just have a voice I have to deal with. You would go with the Fae and try and win. You do realize I'm at 13 and they have 9 power in play, right? That's probably not a great line. Alright, huh? I guess Fae of Wishes, like, soft answers this. No, I don't think I really need extra utility in the mana. That's why I'm not playing them. I'm gonna be super impressed if we win this game. We were super far behind. Dead. Dead. Looking for a land tier. Needed an untapped land. Should have been more specific. They're not going to attack with the Gideon. They're just going to sit there and make 3/3s with it. I think I just get approach here. Yeah, there's a reason why there's only one stream in my deck. Prayer Stream is often going to be tapped in this deck. This is a good attack on their part. Have some land. So we're gonna go to 12, and then I can block here, and I'm taking 9, so I'm not dead to their next attack, unless they have more stuff in hand, which they could have more stuff. Hey, thanks for the tip, Corey. I appreciate it. Ooh. Where's my dashboard? Here's the blue-green combo reanimator and Mythgard. Thanks. Sounds good. And then, what's the out here? The out is like draw. I think the out is draw dig through time next turn. So if we draw dig, we win the game. Oh, right. Got it. Man, if there wasn't an emblem, we'd have gotten there. Forgot about her emblem. That's fine. That was a tough game. Definitely want these censors and not these last breaths. Last breath was real bad there. By playing creatures in your main deck, Burgle, you give up virtual card advantage. This might be loose. I don't know. Maybe the cast out gets us there. So like turning on Fatal Pushes and Wild Slashes game 1 is like real loose. I also like don't have anything that's good to flash back. Yeah, Jace Fringe Prodigy, the creature Jace that loots. Yeah, you think there were a couple of points that game where I could have sequenced a little bit differently. I think I could have put myself in a position to Disdainful Stroke their Sun's champion. If I go back and like look at how I use my mana and the spells I cast. So like, someone said that was an impressive game for green white, but honestly I kind of felt like it was more impressive for our deck. Like I felt like their draw was kind of absurd and ours was kind of mediocre, and if I would have played better, we would have still beaten their very good draw. Yeah, like they had double Gideon early and then like an Elspeth Sun's champion. Yeah, my timing on the cleansing, knowing what planeswalkers that they had, could have maybe been better. We're on the play, so we win. I don't think it's that simple. Our current hand's also kind of whatever. No, I don't think so, Zoss Prime. I don't think having a second approach in our sideboard would not have won us that game. And I think having that extra clunk is going to lose us more than it wins. I'm cycling now in case we draw a tapped land. Maybe I should have just cast this out. I don't know. They're going to like play a Gideon this turn and kill us. Yeah, I shouldn't have kept this hand. Approach and dig in the opener was real bad. They also, like, only had 2 lands. They had 2 redraws, but, like, we're gonna miss our 5th land here and die. JK, LOL. Well, it's looking like we're going to hit our first 7 land drops here, which seems like a winning recipe. With the approach in the opener and a dig. You got him, he's dead. We're just like solidly on the hey, look at distraction plan. I don't even want to dig, right? I'm just like playing this tapped and passing. And like next turn we approach and then dig and approach. I'm aware that the cyclers don't trigger voice. I also like I mentioned, I was cycling them on my turn to try and like play a tapped land out. I'm not digging this turn. Why do I want to settle double Voice of Resurgence? Settling double voice resurgence doesn't seem particularly good. If you have a reason why you think it's particularly good, please explain. Yeah, we're basically about to scape shift them, right? I want to dig after I approach, so that way I can win the game. Yeah, I'm winning this race by a lot. We're gonna cast approach next turn, and the following turn we'll settle them plus cast dig, and then we're gonna win in 3. We're gonna approach, dig plus settle, approach. Yeah, we don't have to beat the board. They just lose the game. Yeah, exactly. Opponent's trying to value out our control deck, and we're just like, all right, approach, kill you. GG. Getting blown out by some nonsense. Like, what does Dragonlord Jamoka do? It doesn't do anything. Rest in Peace. Actually, Rest in Peace doesn't even do it, right? Because if they Rest in Peace, I can just cast an 8-mana dig next turn, because I'm at 27. I can just take a hit. Sure. It doesn't even take an extra turn. Yeah, they need a Giddy into the trials here. They need a card that says they can't lose. I suppose they could have a Rest in Peace next turn. No, that doesn't even work, right? Because I just dig in response. Go. Nice green-white deck. Consider putting some counter spells or discard spells in your deck. I feel like this was just a phenomenal example of why Approach the Second Sun needs to be in your control deck. Like I feel like any other blue-white control deck like loses to their double Voice of Resurgence, like Tireless Tracker and a Vital Force draw. Like they still have 5 cards in their hand, and we're just like, nah, it's fine, kill you. Shalai kills me. Maybe I could dig into Disdainful Stroke. You are right that Shalai is potentially an out for them here, though. I have enough cards in my bin that I can dig Stroke and Settle all in this turn. Yeah, that's their out. Yep, I agree. They have a bunch of angels in their deck, so like Shalai is a real card they could be playing. Shalai gives the player hexproof. That's not true, Burgle. My green-white decks basically always have a combo kill in them. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I have the decency to put an unfair edge into my deck. Shillelagh could get us. Sorry, I killed your board. Have some lands. So, like, now they're trying to decide, like, do they play around Settle or do they play around, piece of spot removal? Well, Veil doesn't stop Settle, right? And he only gives them hexproof from blue and black. Bye, friends. Do 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 do. Seems like a design mistake. It should give protection from all colors. Get out of here, Burgle. Nobody loves you. Veil's not banned till this afternoon. You can technically still play against Fail this morning. The sun'll come up tomorrow, tomorrow, bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow. Do do do. Do 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 do. That seems fine, right? Like, we kind of scape shifted them, but like we also didn't win till turn 9, right? Like the combo kill that's hard to interact with on turn 9 is fine. Yeah, nothing we did was inherently unfair. Like, I'm sure there's like big idiots out there who are gonna like look at that game and be like, oh no, gotta ban dig through time. It's like, or you could just kill me before I get to turn 9. Is that an option? Can you just kill me before we get to turn 9? Is silence legal? Silence isn't legal in this format, right? Let's bottom that second search. Alec Pergo, thank you for the 18 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Hope you're having an excellent Tuesday wherever you are. Oh no. Oh no, is it a mirror? Irrigated Farmland. Could it be a mirror, chat? Turn 2 search is probably pretty good in the blue-white mirror. I want to draw every land in my deck, though. Definitely in for drawing lots of lands. I'm excited to censor a Teferi. Yeah, buddy. I wonder if they're on approach too. Yeah, I think them not being on approach is probably good for us too, right? If I had to venture a guess. Dear Teferi, you are an enemy of the people and you must be censored. You can only trust me, the state-run media. Just gonna draw a card here. Just can't trip my boy. First time we said, I've cycled Censor a bunch. This card is busted, play 4 of them. Censor is busted, play 4 of them. Running a cult, rule number 1. Only you are telling the truth, everybody else is lying. Yep. Yep. Donald Trump's a cult leader. That's why you can't reason with his followers. And because they have Gaia Reach and not Mutavault, they can't kill my Planeswalker. Sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah, they're probably running a bunch of Narset based on this. This is actually the second blue-white deck we're playing today is a Gaia Reach blue-white deck. But like, if they deploy Narset here, my Mutavault can beat it up, right? Alright, first time today boarding out the removal package. Hey, Minimoo, thanks for the brand new Prime support. Welcome to Huglandia. Thanks for keeping me around. I guess I need like 2 more cards in my sideboard. My sideboard might not be built ideally for this matchup. Like, I feel like I want to keep D-Sphere and Approach here for finding with, do I want to board in the D-Sphere? I probably do. How does Green Devotion feel with this? You're probably dead to their nut draw and you beat most of their other draws, I would assume. Approach only wins the game if you cast it from your hand. So if you cast Approach with Possibility Storm, you do not win the game. Morning, Kappa. Good to have you back. This leaves me with Revelation and Approach to find with Fae. That's probably fine. It's possible I want one more counterspell in my sideboard for the matches where my removal spells are bad like this. You can't get Brazen Borrower with Fae of Wishes. Oh, you're saying but just like to board in? Yeah, that could be okay. Can see that being fine. In the bottom, Fae of Wishes here. I don't want that effect for a little while. Like, hitting all my land drops is good in the control mirror. Like, let's just start with 4 in my opener. I don't hate Brazen Borrower. I also just put like another cast out in my sideboard. That card's really overperformed. Like, having access to 4 of them post-board seems fine. I feel like there's other matchups where I'd board in a 4th cast out. What does that board state look like, Axe? That would be my question to you. So like, you're describing this generic board state. Who's feasibly playing that board state? Yep. We get to do this, and then next turn we can D-Sphere this Time Raveler, and then hold up Dispute for their 5-mana Teferi. So, the first build of this deck had Hieroglyphic Illumination in it, and I literally never did anything other than cycle it, so I don't think it's very good. I think I would much rather have upped. So this card can't attack unless they have 7 or more cards in their hand. Draw a card, they may return a land to their hand. Sure. We're looking for more lands here ourselves. Perfect. So we get to go ahead and take their Time Raveler out here. Oh, no! Oh, that's how that works. Awkward. Awkward. I knew that somewhere in my heart of hearts. I knew that, but, you know, here we are. Listen, chat, Deputy of Detention has spoiled me. Templating's different. It's fine. We're up a game. It's gonna be okay. I don't know, like, do I have... Okay, so, like, here's the question. Like, that sucks, and it feels bad, and I wasn't thinking about that happening, but, like, do I have a different play there? Like, is there... Am I supposed to just, like, not play that there? Like, what... Am I supposed to just, like, not have these Disdainful Stroke and Mystic Dispute have text? So, like... I get that, like, that was a feel-bad moment there, but it's still the correct play even though it feels bad. Right? Like, I wasn't expecting it to happen. Capnip plus Mystic Sanctuary is interesting. Lets you pick a land up. Pioneers the future. Not close. Here's some context for you on the content creation side. Since Pioneer became a format, my modern videos get less views than the current standard format gets for me. The current standard format that desperately needs a banning gets more views than modern videos do. It's not a good scene for modern. Sure, Hasu, but like that's an entirely different turn sequence. Like, on the turn where I had already played my Teferi, I need to play the Detention Sphere out. I think this game's probably over. Just gonna move on with our life. This deck's running long anyways, so let's just get to the one so we can play the last match here. I was struggling on what cards I wanted to have in my deck. With Kefnet, I would like my last deck in stone rather than that Detention Sphere, I think. Our record doesn't matter. This deck is great and feels very reasonable. If you're focusing on the records of the decks that we're playing, you don't understand how to evaluate Magic decks and you're caring about the wrong things. I've gone undefeated with decks before and concluded that they weren't worth playing and were bad, and I've gone 0-3 with decks and been like, there's something here, we need to work on this some more. Sample sizes are small. Man, as much as I want to keep that, we just need to hit some land drops here. I mean, the Nexus deck literally won one of the Moto PTQs, so it's pretty good. Always commands for current Magic events here. Thanks for the 15 months, Nom Carver. Welcome back. All right, 3 looks at a land here. 1, 2. I guess I technically have another here. I can cycle this as well. Man, Magic sucks. Blue source. This game's awful sometimes. So like, the entire game is just decided by the fact that like we missed a land drop. Like if I hit the land there, we get to. If I hit, I'm just done. I'm just not bothering with it. Like I said, this deck's running long, and I want to make sure we have time to get to everything today. So, and that's why you shouldn't focus on the results, because like, you know, we're 3-1 now, but like it could easily be 4-0 if we just like run anywhere close to average. That's the hyper geo on that. So we kept a 2-lander. There were 23 lands in our deck. And to miss our 3rd land on 3 after seeing 1 with Azcanta, 2 with Opt, 5. So we had 7 shots at a 3rd land. We were 98.7% to find a 3rd land on turn 3 that game. Yeah. We are the 1%. We're just not the 1% Bernie Sanders hates, unfortunately. I think even if we counter their Teferi there, we still lose not hitting a land there. So I think cycling. One, they don't guarantee to have the Teferi. 2, hitting the land is super important. Correct, yeah, and if it was in the first 6, we could veto Tef too. So, again, Magic's a game that's incredibly high variance. You're going to lose a lot of games of Magic where you make no mistakes. I'm gonna bottom the last breath here with the Supreme Verdict. I probably don't need the removal spell on 2. Famous last words. Yep. All right. This is a matchup where Verdict's going to be good. The MCV numbers are absurd. Every non-Oko deck was a sub 50% rate. Is that real? Yeah, I have 11 cantrips, 2 Mo's, plus Search for Azcanta. Do I want to play Fae of Wishes? I think I do. If they play the 3/3 Lord, I'm a little sad though. I guess this still gains me 3 in that case. Kithian, yeah. It's a little scary. I guess I have cast out to take that off the table later. I'm gonna look for a Last Breath or a Deccan Stone to deal with this Kithian. I guess if they don't draw a land, they can't indestructible it. So they need either a land or a Thalia's Lieutenant here. Otherwise, they get to eat it in combat, because this doesn't flip till end of combat, right? Oh, Brave also lets them get through, right? Yeah, I think that means we're dead. So we're taking, yeah, because this turns into a 4/4, right, on the backside? Yeah, we're dead. It's actually worth noting. So this is another thing where, like, when people talk about reducing and removing variance in Magic, this is a game where if deck lists had been public, I'd have won this game. I lost this game for 2 reasons. 1, we were on the draw, and 2, I didn't know what we were playing against, so when we mulliganed, I bottomed the Last Breath, keeping Censor and Teferi, and if I keep Last Breath instead of Censor or Teferi, we exile this and then Supreme Verdict them, and they lose the game. Like, they're just too far gone at that point. So, like, we lost that game because we were on the draw and we didn't know what they were playing, which is very frequent in Magic. A big portion of the games that you lose that you have no control over are because you lost the die roll or because you didn't know what you were playing against when you were mulliganing. And, like, if my opponent's playing, you know, a control deck, like, and I keep the Last Breath, like, the same thing could happen because I have Last Breath as a dead card instead of a Censor and can't exile that Kithian. So, I'm happy with my decision, but we lost the game because of it. And that's definitely something that's very possible to do, right? Like, you can be happy with the choice that you made and know the choice that you made was correct, but still not win the game by making the correct decision in Magic. Something that frequently happens. You're not new here, Oms. Instead of me telling you that you are right, tell me why you're right. Form a constructive, reasonable argument. Wonder if it's crazy to bottom Verdict here. I'd like double Last Breath. I'm gonna bottom Verdict. That's gotta be crazy, right? I feel like I want Dig to generate actual card advantage. Maybe it's just Cast Out. All right, I'll bottom the Cast Out. I'm gonna bottom the second Last Breath. The Mutavault decks only really come in at tournaments, other games. I mean, like, what the fuck is the point? I'm just so annoyed with people. Sorry. I'm gonna just stop reading chat for the remainder of the match because people are being obnoxious. I don't know why you need me to justify the things that are true to you. I didn't say that it was common. I was just stating I was analyzing why we lost the game. And if you disagree with my analysis, tell me why you disagree with my analysis. Don't make me justify my analysis. Don't make me justify what I've said to you, right? If you think it's wrong, tell me why it's wrong. Don't sit there and needle me about the whys. Please and thank you. In. Well, it's only exiles creatures from graveyards, huh? I thought it was anything. It's a little bit worse against us. Gonna Last Breath Kithian now, so that way he doesn't flip over next turn on us. Doing it at sorcery speed on my turn, because their deck frequently plays Brave the Elements, which is a card I'd rather not run into. Catch Your Dream card. Thanks for the 9 months. Welcome back. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. So I've got 2 shots to draw an untapped land here, so we can go Verdict into Teferi. There's always a command for that. Yeah, Teferi's not, or Jace isn't a terrible pickup here. Yeah, the mono white deck's great. There's like playable monocolor decks in every color in this format. It's really sick. Perfect. I guess if they play a second Thalia's Lieutenant here, they could kill this Teferi, but if they don't play second Thalia's Lieutenant, the Teferi lives, so I think that's ideal. You can also just plus into Last Breath here, which is great. That Dink Pool, checking in for the 12th month. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Again, gonna go ahead and just play around. Brave the Elements and exile this now. Let's get your sword to go with that shield Dink. The one thing that I've become confident of through playing more of this archetype is that Last Breath and Deck and Stone are definitely premium removal spells, and they're cards that I want to be playing. They consistently feel very, very good. Yeah, I think there's Zombies is good, Devotion is good. I think this white aggro deck is good. We've not played this white aggro deck on stream yet, but it's very reasonable. Lunarx, thanks for the 3rd of a year. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. And because we exiled their creature there, we get to play Jace and draw cards with them right away. Opponent acknowledging garbage time. Inspector made 2 clues. Last Breath, Supreme Verdicts and Lands, please. Deck and Stone, Supreme Verdicts and Lands, please. This is like kind of a 5-card hand. It's like a good 5-card hand, though. I don't know. I'm on the draw and I have a Temple. I don't know that it's even greedy. Like, don't stop it with the buzzwords. I think the Temple makes it keepable. Like, obviously we want another piece of action, but like guaranteed hitting our first few land drops is great. We have a guaranteed interaction on 2. Like, I only have 6 2-mana removal spells in my deck, right? So, like, the odds of my 6 also having a 2-mana removal spell are, like, not absurd. Yeah, and just, like, Verdict plus 4th land or any other, like, yeah, this hand's fine. Like, I think there's a lot of cards that make this hand fine. Like, again, like, you look at this hand and you go, well, these cards basically aren't cards here, but, like, the other 5 cards that are cards are great. Slam in. Thanks for doling out some sub-gifties. Good morning to you. No, I think I want to just scry on one. Especially, like, the opt on top of my deck now. I want to be able to, like, opt plus second last breath on 3. Yeah, the animator did a stellar job with that for sure. You want to last breath the 2/2 here as opposed to the 2/1. Because not only does this have first strike, but the 2/1 dies to my Fae inside of combat if we play Fae of Wishes. This format is great. You think Sultai or Esper, God Eternal, Kefnet could be good? I don't know what God Eternal Kefnet does. I don't offhand know what the text box is on that card. Start with this now and see where we end up at. Anything that's not Supreme Verdict here or 2-mana removal spells probably just going away. Is that the standard one? Yeah, maybe that card could be okay. I don't know. It depends on, like, how much Oko and 3-mana Teferi there is in the format. Both Oko and 3-mana Teferi make that card pretty sad. So we have 3 Verdict, 2 Settle in our deck. I'm probably going to Last Breath something here. Just keep my health total a little bit high. So we take 5 here, down to 9. If we don't draw an interaction spell next turn, we're probably dead. Need Veil or Veil needs Settle or Supreme Verdict here. Yeah, looks like we're gonna die here. It could also just be that, like, needing that 4-mana sweeper is, like, enough that we should mulligan that 7 because we just want to give ourselves the best chance to have that. When I talked about only having 6 2-mana removal spells, I guess Fae of Wishes is, like, kind of another 2-mana removal spell. It's, like, super soft removal, so, like, if I think about my deck as having 9 2-mana removal spells, it's more likely to happen. So yeah, I think we only hit the 3-2 there. And again, like, this is why the records aren't important, because, like, we went 3-2 with Esper yesterday, and we went 3-2 with this build today. And this build just felt far and away just so much better. So I think the only thing I would change after playing today is I turn that Miser Jace into the 4th Teferi. I think there's a chance I want to try and fit a cast out into the sideboard. I don't know what exactly I want to cut, though. I don't have a good cut for the 4th cast out offhand, but I would definitely swap this Jace to this last Teferi. So other than that, this has definitely been my favorite control deck in the format so far. We're going to give another control deck a try up next year. We've got a second blue-white deck on the docket today. We're going to try this blue-white draw lock control, which plays Narset along with Days Undoing. So we're going to take a quick ad roll before we do that. But when we get back, we're going to have another league through with a different blue-white variation. Thanks for hanging out today.